What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Your Ex Drinking Buddy with me, your host, Brennan Tassif. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Full video available there. Check out the merch store. Look at all this stuff. We got all this stuff on the merch store. It's all available on the website, BrennanTComedy.com. You can also get my tour dates there. Every show that I have coming up, I'm going to be in New York, traveling the country, doing a bunch of gigs. So check it out. Get tickets at BrennanTComedy.com. Check out the merch store. And lastly, if you really want to support, go to www.patreon.com/BrennanTComedy. And that is where you can find Tales from the Restaurant, where I divulge everything about the celebrities I wait on. And also a little bit of behind the scenes. You'll also get the episodes early, a bunch of bonus episodes. Check it all out. Thank you so much. Enjoy the episode.
Grab me a beer and grab him a coke. We about to sit for an hour, bullshit and tell jokes. And please don't mix it up, cause he done sobered up. Brennan T Comedy on your social media feeds. And Brennan Tassif is your ex drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex drinking buddy. Brennan Tassif is your ex drinking buddy.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Your Ex Drinking Buddy. I am your host, Brennan Tassif. If you're new to the program, quick rundown of the show. I used to be everyone's favorite drinking buddy. It was my favorite thing to do. Hang out with friends, get drunk, do drugs, get in all sorts of trouble, and then reminisce about those crazy stories. I am sober now, but it's still one of my favorite things to do. Hang out with somebody and reminisce about the crazy old days. Most weeks I'll be joined by a guest. This week is no exception. All the way from Brooklyn, New York, Mike Fleming.
Hey, what's up, dude? Hello.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, dude. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on.
I'm excited.
Before we get too far into anything, plug everything up front. Social media, the whole deal. Where you can find you.
Yes, Instagram, Michael Flamingo with one M. It's a play on words.
It is one M. It is very,
it is, yeah, it's weird. Michael, yeah, that's it. We had a podcast going, and then we had a show going, and then I got stressed.
And just stopped.
So Instagram's all I got.
It's so funny you say that because, like, there's so many friends of mine, because I've been in New York for like 5 years now, and a lot of my friends are like, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, and I'll sit down with them, I'll go over it, because I've had this podcast for a while. I've had 3 podcasts, like I do a lot of this stuff, so I always sit down with them, and I'm like, this is what you need, RSS feed, this, that, the other thing.
Right.
We'll go through all this shit, and sometimes they'll pay me and be like, thank you for your time. I'll get them all the links to all the equipment. They buy it all. They do 3 episodes, and they're like, this is too much work.
Dude,
and
it's
I'm like,
hard. It's fucking hard.
I was like, I have a different guest every week. What are you talking about?
It's super impressive. Dude, I was like looking through. I was like, what am I getting myself in? The fact that you're able to bring in a new person every single week, and like you put out clips and you put out kudos.
Thank you.
Because like I'll like write one joke and then I'll be like, I'm done for the
good.
day.
I'm good for the month.
I'm good for the whole month. I'm set.
It's funny because I write a lot, obviously, and I do all the podcasting stuff.
Yeah.
But then I'll go back and watch sets at like like real sets, like big sets. And I'm like, it's the same fucking set every time.
yeah. I haven't changed shit for 2 years.
What am I doing? All this writing. And then I'll do it at open mics and have a great time. And then when I get on a real stage, I'm like, no, I got to stick to the tight 5, baby.
Yep.
Tight 5. We're
Can't
sticking
do
to it.
Same thing I've been doing since day one. Yeah. That's so funny.
I was watching one from back in Florida before I moved to New York.
Oh, so wait, where in Florida are you from?
Daytona.
Nice.
Where are you?
Roanoke, Virginia, like middle of fucking nowhere.
Okay.
Like,
the way you said Florida and got excited.
because my girlfriend's from Hollywood.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not the same. But Daytona's where Embry-Riddle is, right?
Yeah.
Can you guys still drive the Jeeps on the beach?
Oh, yeah.
That's so
a whole
sick.
thing.
That's so cool.
It's so weird because I grew up doing that.
Yeah.
Like, we grew up, like, with cars on the beach.
It was, like, normal.
That was a thing.
Right.
And then people would be like, you guys could drive on the beach there. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah,
You
duh.
fucking weirdo.
Well, you guys can't?
What, you guys don't know how to dig yourself out of soft sand? Come on. What are
That's
you,
so
fucking asshole? So let's talk about it. Virginia.
Yeah.
When did you move to New York?
I moved in like a year ago, 2 years ago, like.
Because we've run into each other quite a few times.
Right.
And you've only been here for 2 years.
Yeah. Dude, I'm active.
Yeah.
I'm out there.
Kudos to you because there's a guy, and I want to get him on the pod. There's a guy I met at a Don't Tell in Jacksonville, from Jacksonville,
Okay.
who lives in Brooklyn.
Huh.
And I was like,
What's his name?
Elvis. I was like, how long have you lived in Brooklyn? He's like, 2.5 years. This is like 3 years now. And I
Right.
was like, and you've been doing comedy the whole time? And he's like, yeah, that's why I moved. And I was like, how do we have to go back to Florida to meet at a Don't Tell?
Oh, you guys met down there.
That's what I'm saying.
Holy shit.
Yeah, because I'm
That-
like, how big is this fucking scene?
It's huge, dude. I realize I'll see people every like 2 months, or a year later, and I'll be like, "You're still doing stand up?" And they're like, "Way better." I'm like, "Where the fuck have you been doing?"
Every day actually.
Yeah, I've been doing 6 mics a day.
Like, where?
Yeah, where have you been?
Because when I first moved here, I got what we were talking about before the mics got hot, and the listeners know, but I got into this debate with people about, well, I've been doing comedy on and off for a very long time. Like, I don't need to go to like 5 or 6 mics every single day.
Right.
I need to do more hangs. I need to like meet people and network.
It's like the
and
connection.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And so there was this big, like, I would get into this discussion with other like more veteran comics who were like, no, you have to do mics. And it's like, well, no, I'm not gaining anything from that. Like, I need to do the hangs. And so it is a very interesting thing, because now I've kind of settled on like the mics that I like and the mics that I go to. So to your point, like I'll see someone like they go to a ton of mics, so they might just pop into that mic every 6 months,
right?
And then when you see them 6 months later, you're like, they're still around.
Yeah. You've been doing.
They're a lot better, and you're like, what's going on here?
Well, see, that's my thing. It's like, I try to do at least 4 or 5 a day. And
a day?
Yeah, dude. I don't
crushing.
Because I teach tennis like during the day.
Yeah.
So I get off at like 2, and then I'll just try to do something like 4 or 5. And do it. But it's come to a point where I'm like, I've got my material and everything, and now it's not even like, you can't test. Like, it's hard to test now.
That's what I mean by detrimental.
So I go up and I just do like, I'll do it like accents, or I'll take like one premise and just fucking ride it till the sun goes. Like, just
every single tag you can think of for a premise.
Hard Asian accent. just fuck around.
Where we're going.
Yeah.
It is, and this is something I think about a lot, because if I don't get on stage at least 3 or 4 times a week, I kind of go crazy.
Right. It feels weird.
That's how we're wired.
Right.
But then there will be times where I'll go to mics because I'm not getting booked on stuff. So I'll be like, oh, well, I'll go to mics just to get on stage, like try out some of this stuff. Because I've got books and like these notepads full of stuff.
Right.
And a lot of it I barely ever use.
Just bullshit ideas.
Yeah.
But then you go back and you're like,
maybe this works.
This might be something.
But then sometimes the mic, like, either I'll do terribly or like nobody's paying attention, as with most mics in New York. And I'll be texting my fiance and I'll be like, this is a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
But then if I don't go, I'm like, I'm going crazy. I moved to New York to do comedy. What am I doing?
Right.
So it is that weird dichotomy of like, then you show up and you're like, the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah, especially
I'm better than all of you.
Especially if you bomb really fucking hard. You're like, I hate my life, dude. I should just go home and quit.
I just keep telling myself like, no, you're very good. You're very good. And then you're bombing in front of your friends and you're like, you should kill yourself.
The worst is when I'll be halfway through a set and I'll be like, you guys are lucky I'm not doing A material right now. I'd be fucking crushing.
There have been times where I have gone to like my usual mics, and I shout out Greenwich Village. That's where I go for most of my mics.
Yeah.
Drew's mics.
Drew's the man.
And it has become a thing where it's just become so comfortable.
Right.
And I was talking about this. I did a solo show last week to recap kind of 2025. And like it's become like a home court advantage because I'm always at Greenwich. So even though I'm not like on a bunch of shows there, I'm not like there after like at night, but I'm there so often that I just feel comfortable there.
Yeah. It's home base.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it is weird when I go to other clubs, especially like I'll play the Stand like once a month or so.
Yeah.
And I show up there and I'm like, I don't like this.
Dude, so with the Buddha stuff, we do like we'll do the upstairs room and the downstairs room, and like we rarely do the downstairs room. But the upstairs room, it's like elevated.
It's terrible.
Dude, it's like you're
I
giving
talked about it on this show.
Bro, you're giving like a TED talk, and it's just like you're talking down to him. But then downstairs, and you're in like a legit room, and you're like, oh.
You can definitely tell that the upstairs room was not originally for comedy, and then they put a stage in there, and they're like, we'll make it for... When I first moved here, there was no curtain. There was no...
Like where that... like in between...
Where
like
that glass
separating
wall
the
is,
bar.
how there's that super thick curtain now. That wasn't there.
So you could see straight
So
through.
you would just hear the music and see people mingling about
Fuck
as
that.
you're on stage.
No,
the
dude.
lighting wasn't the same. Now they have like the spotlights. That
Right.
wasn't there. It was just the regular lighting. So it was just lit.
So people hated doing...
Oh, the upstairs. Like if you said I'm doing the Stand,
Yeah.
people knew you were doing upstairs. But if you said I'm doing the main room at the Stand, then everyone's like, oh, he's downstairs.
Yeah.
But you would just be like, nah, I'm just doing the Stand.
You're doing the Stand, man.
But everyone would be like, that's upstairs.
Yeah.
That means upstairs.
Wasn't there enough... There was a... I wasn't here yet, but I know that there was one before. There was another location.
So the
right?
Stand has been around for 10 years. It was at a different location for many years.
Right.
And then about 6 or 7 years ago, they moved. It was like right before I got here. Because then I got here and like we were talking about, I was like, what are like the best clubs in the city?
Yeah.
And the new Stand was like just below the cellar. As far as like they got this new space, their chef turned it into like a real legitimate. It's like a legit.
I mean,
restaurant.
dude, you can get a fucking tomahawk steak.
Yeah, it's like a legit restaurant that also has
which
comedy.
is crazy to be laughing and eating a tomahawk steak.
It's bananas. And also they do like full like wine service and stuff, and you're like trying to talk about my dick up here,
dude.
guys.
It's
What are we
weird because
doing?
I'll host a lot of them. And then, like, of course, they're doing like service at the time, and then they'll have like these like oyster mounds,
the towers,
and the people are like hiding behind it, and I'm like, you can't. How are you guys enjoying this right now? Like,
it's a bizarre. I mean, I love it. It's a
great room.
It was one of the first clubs that when I first moved here, I was there all the time. Like I got to know all the staff and the managers, and that's how I met a ton of comics.
Right.
But then it was like there was turnover and like it just became one of those things where with anything, like the more that there's turnover, the more you're kind of like, oh, these aren't the people that I knew like when I first got here. And it kind of started to feel unfamiliar. So I kind of stopped going.
That makes sense.
But I mean, it's the same thing at the cellar. I go to the Olive Tree every single week, once a week. I go have dinner there just to be around it.
Dude, same.
And it is
not once a week, but
but it's like I just want to be around it. And a lot of working at the Swanky Steakhouse, a lot of like huge comics are some of my regulars at the restaurant.
Right.
So it's cool to like run into them there. Yeah. But it is like even that there's turnover.
Right.
So sometimes I walk in and they're like, Brandon, what's up? Hey. And everyone's dapping me up. And I'm like, hey, baby, I'm moving. I'm shaking.
Yeah.
And some days you go in and they're like, can I help you? And you're like, I'm going to go fuck myself.
I do not. I'm not involved here. The thing about the cellar, it's like I have to do like if I bomb a show or something like that and I get really sad, I go to the cellar to like reset.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, this is why I'm here.
Yep.
This is why. And then I'll see someone famous and I'll I'll
you tense
crumble.
up. Yeah. Hey. I use it as a reset as well. That's why I go once a week as a reminder to be like, this is why you moved here. Because working at the restaurant and like doing other things like the podcasting and stuff, you know, you always have to question that thing where it's like, well, if I worked 5 or 6 days a week at the restaurant, I could make, $150,000 a year. And it's like, yeah, but you didn't move here for that.
Right.
I didn't pick up my life, move across the country to do what I was doing in Florida with no income tax and cheaper rent. You know what I mean?
No, I teach tennis for like 15 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it's like I could do 40 hours and make a fucking ton of money, but I want to do stand-up. And then you tell people you're doing stand-up and you're like, how? Dude, it's a whole thing.
Well, and also if it's not monetary, people don't understand it.
Well, that's what they're saying. They're like, why are you still working here if you're also doing stand-up? And it's like, well, I'm not making money. And they're like, how many shows are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm doing a lot. And they're like, how the fuck does this work?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even know.
Well, and it's even a thing where because I call, like, I do my calls every week with my family. So there's certain people, like my grandmother I call, my dad I try to call every couple of weeks, my mom. So it's always the same thing where it's like, how's comedy going? It's going great. Actually, I was talking to this person about X, Y, and Z, and like we're making moves basically.
Yeah, it's cool.
And they're like, okay, well, what does that mean? Like, are you going to be able to quit the restaurant? Absolutely not.
No.
Are you going to be able to maybe take maybe cut down to like 2 days a week? Absolutely not.
That's silly. That's a silly thought.
That's a dumb thing to say.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but you don't understand. Like, if this does work out, it'll change my life forever.
Right.
And if it doesn't, then we'll move on to the next thing.
I think it's a cool gamble. Like it's like it's fucking delusional and nuts of us to do. But if it works out, then it's positive. And if it doesn't work out, then we just have like a weird superpower.
Well, and it's a cool story to tell.
And you can tell your kids.
And this is something that's like I learned. Like, because I played Division I college football.
Cool.
And that was 15 years ago. Florida Atlantic University, go Owls. It was 100 years ago. Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
But on the third page of Google, because I do so much comedy stuff, it's kind of gotten pushed to the third page.
Right.
There's still ESPN.com, Brennan Tassif,
Sick.
Florida Atlantic. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that was from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But it still comes out, like, it's still a cool thing to be like, yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did the hardest. I played one of the toughest sports at one of the highest levels in the entire country.
So I did the hardest thing, and then it's like now I want to do something even harder.
Yeah, now it's like now I'm going to do comedy, but I'm going to do it again at the highest level in the hardest place to do it.
Yeah.
And so it's just, like you said, if it doesn't work out, it's still like a cool story to tell.
Yeah, and you have a sick skill set.
Yeah.
Yeah. I right after I played tennis in college, and then after
Where'd you play?
I played at Mary Washington. It was like a small D3. We were a top 5 D3 school.
There you go.
So, but I mean, it was, dude. So I went there because I was like, I'm gonna be a big fish in a small pond.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna go to Georgetown.
Holy shit!
But Georgetown's head coach was part of that whole Lori Loughlin admission scandal thing. So my dad was like, fuck that shit. So then I ended up going to Mary Wash, and
Degree counts the same.
Dude, honestly, at this point, I was like, I wish I just ended up doing comedy right out of high school.
I say that, but I'm a storyteller on stage, and all my stories are from
College?
the debaucherous activities I did. Well, college, post-college, but like,
Right.
because I didn't start drinking till college, so all my stories are around.
So then you kind of had to.
I didn't have.
Mine's none about college. It's zero about college.
I was an athlete.
But no, it was so after that, it was my like junior year of college. I decided I wanted to go into the SEALs. And
really?
And I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. So for like 2 years, I was like working out, training for it. And
You
then,
must have been fucking shredded like a julienne salad.
It was, yeah, it was weird because I wasn't like. Those guys aren't like when you're going into it, you're not like the dudes that you see like yoked.
Yeah.
But you're like rock climber strong.
Yeah, that's
like
what I
I could
mean,
do like
yeah.
40 pull-ups in a like free.
Sleeper build. There's dude I see at the gym
Yeah.
all the time because I'm incredibly strong, especially for being 37-year-old comic. I still like lift. Like
Right.
I'm like, fucking Giants are gonna call tomorrow, baby. Here we go. But it is like, but I'm a big guy, and I have an interesting build where people see me, and I'm chubby, and I'm kind of a big. So in the gym, they're probably not like, oh, that dude is the strongest person in this room, even though most of the time I am.
Right.
And it's the opposite, but the same still for
Right.
guys like that, like you, where it's like, oh, that dude's kind of little, and then you see him do like 120 pull-ups, and you're like, fuck me.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, and then it was like I was able to run a lot, I could swim a lot, and then I passed like the preliminary test that you
Yeah,
do.
because there's a lot of testing before you can even try out, right?
So you have to do like a crazy physical test before you even go to
Paris Island?
No, so you go to Chicago
Okay.
for the naval. You have to do Navy basic for 2 months. Then you do Buds prep for 2 months.
Okay.
And then you go out to Buds out in Coronado and San Diego.
What's Paris Island? Is that Marines?
Paris Island's Marines.
Okay.
My buddy went to the Marines, dude. He said 2 of his friends killed themselves with like shoelaces. Like it's bad out there.
Damn.
But forget that. Fuck that. But
Comedy.
It's comedy. No, it was like 2 weeks before I went out. Dude, I was just sick of working out, and I knew I was gonna quit.
So you, for 2 years, were on this track,
Yep.
and then you're like, fuck this, I'm out.
I mean, it's like literally everything in my life. I was like, I'm gonna stop right before I actually fucking do it.
This is very much the that line in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. If life gives you lemons, you just say fuck the lemons and bail.
Yeah. And that's and I said fuck it. And literally a week later, I moved to Charleston, South Carolina, and started doing stand up down there because I wanted to move to the beach still.
Yeah. So I just track. So you junior year of college playing tennis. You decide I want to be a Navy SEAL. Do you continue to play tennis?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just like, I'm gonna work out a lot more. You finish school.
Finished school.
So you finish school, and then you have like what, another like 6 months where you're doing your own training, and then you go off to Chicago?
Yeah. So it was like, it was right after COVID, and basically I just had to do my own running and training and everything like that. And then I did the test, and then they were like, yep, you're getting shipped out in 2 weeks. And I told my dad, I was like, do I have to? And my dad did this whole research. And he was like, technically you don't.
You haven't, I
haven't signed off on anything.
Until you're actually
on the
going.
bus
Until
going.
you're on the bus going, you can bail.
Yeah, so I bailed. I didn't answer a bunch of phone calls.
Yeah, they get mad.
They get mad. They still call me.
Because I remember like towards the end of my sophomore year or junior year, I stopped playing college football my sophomore year because I got another concussion, and it was like just my 8th concussion, and I was like,
oh, good.
Yeah. Between the training staff at college and like I had spoken to people in my family, and I was like, I can't. They were like, you can't do this anymore. Like medically, we're not going to let you play. Yeah. And I was like, well, if I'm still on the team but not playing, what's the point?
Right.
So I kind of left, and then I got into drugs and alcohol, and it was a terrible.
Do you still
spiral.
get headaches like crazy?
Oh, dude,
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's
my
terrible.
buddy's gotten 8 concussions, and he's I think borderline.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. But so I left, but when my drinking and drug abuse got out of control, I saw one of the Army commercials. And my grandfather was an original Green Beret, and I was like, I was like,
he's a man.
I was like, you know what I should do?
Yeah.
Fucking special forces, baby. And I'm drunk, like watching Burn Notice, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking, I want to do that.
That's what fired me up. Was I played Modern Warfare, like the the new one, and I was doing it was like the Bin Laden raid kind of deal, and I was like, I want that.
I want to do that.
That is me.
I'm watching Burn Notice, drunk in South Florida, being like, I could be one of these commando guys that he goes on a mission with.
Yeah,
like,
on a boat.
Yeah. And so I took the ASVAB, scored super high. They were like, you could do whatever you want.
Same.
And I was like, fucking Ranger. I was like, well, my grandfather was an original Green Beret. And they're like, that's awesome. Because that was the first Special Forces. But the guy was like, but if you really want to be in this shit, it's not Green Berets so much
Rangers.
anymore. It's the Rangers.
75th Regiment.
Yeah. And
Hardcore.
I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, I still get fired up as hell.
Well, and then I sobered up, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I like showed up to the recruitment office drunk out of my mind.
Yeah, you step back and you realize you're like, oh, maybe not.
Well, my grandfather always said he was like, because the way that he was treated, because, fought in wars, did all the things. And then the way he was kind of treated by the government afterwards, like fighting for disability and like trying to get the benefits that he was promised and then they weren't delivering on. He was kind of like, like he's super patriotic, fought for his country several times. But at the end of the day, he was like, if you have any other options, do those. Yeah. He was like, it's not if you don't have any other options, it's great. It's stable. It's regimented. Right. He's like, but if you have anything else, do that. Instead of going into war. Yeah. No, I thought it was the coolest. I thought it was the coolest thing you could possibly do. And especially be like tier 1, like be the guy. Like, dude, I watched a TikTok yesterday of like how we rated Venezuela, like it's the coolest thing of all time. Just seeing how they just go in and go out. It was like 4 months. Well, Gillis has that great bit about it where he talks about the Taliban. Yeah, fucking who was it? ISIS's leader. Whatever his name is. Yeah, that guy and how they. I think those. Well, not even. Yeah, you're talking about the beautiful dogs one. Beautiful dogs. Yeah, they're the greatest. Beautiful dogs. So good. I'm talking about where he just talks about our army versus other people's army. Oh yeah. And he's like, they're out there having a good time. Like, have you ever seen how we kill people? It's just a Black Hawk helicopter. You just hear clear. Yeah. He's like, those dudes are psychos. It's so good. But it's so true. I saw that set. I saw him do that set at the Cellar. Yeah, I saw him do it at the Stand. Yeah. And bro, I was dying. He leveled the room. I've never seen someone crush like that. It was the 10-year, and I've told the story a million times. It was the 10-year anniversary at the Stand. Mm-hmm. And again, because I was going there so much when I first moved here, one of the managers was like, hey, if you want to come by, just tell them at the door, your name's on the list. So I came to the big party, the after party. And I remember they were doing like a big show at the end of the night. And Shane is down there. And I just strike up a conversation with him. We're both huge football fans. Notre Dame, this was the year Notre Dame lost to Marshall. Okay. And my Florida Atlantic is in a division with Marshall, and Marshall beats us every year. Right. So jokingly, I was like, dude, I saw the Marshall thing. Tough loss for Notre Dame. And he's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, hey, I played at FAU. We lost to Marshall a lot. I feel your pain. He's like, Are we fucking seriously? Are we doing like he was getting mad? Yeah. And then we just started talking. Like I was like, I'm just kidding. And I was like, I'm sorry. Don't. Yeah. And then we just started kind of talking football. And I remember thinking like, oh, we're like the same guy. Like we're both like big dudes, wanted to play college football, did other stuff, dope doing comedy. Right. Like we're so similar. And then he got on stage and just fucking with that set. Crushed, and I was like, we're not the same at all. No, you're different. We're not the same at all. You're a lot better. You're pretty good at this. You're way better. You're much better than me. That's so funny. But it is a weird thing where it was just like that. It was like, whoa. Yeah, you see someone like that. Well, that's why I like. You see someone do it legit. Like I know he's canceled now, but I saw Chris D'Elia inside at the comedy shop. Not the comedy shop. What the fuck? He's definitely canceled. At the comedy store. I've never seen someone love like he murdered, and it's so bizarre when you see it because you're crazy. Like, you're like that guy's annoying. Like because we're on stage, like we get on stage and do jokes. Yeah. So I'm like, how do you seem so much more fluid and comfortable and just like they've been doing it. They've been doing it for that's what you've been doing 5 years. Yeah, so I've been doing it since I've been doing it about 8 years. I've been back. I started in 2009. Okay. But between drinking and drugs, I was like on and off forever. And then when I got sober in 2018, I was like, no, comedy's the thing I'm doing. And that's when. Cool. So I say 8 years now because if I say like 20, people are like, you should be way further along in your career. Like, you're kind of bad at this. You suck. Yeah. 20 years. No, I've done it 4. Yeah. And it's like you see the progression. And I also see like I don't know how people get good fast not in like a place where you can do it every day. Yeah. I completely understand. Yeah. Like you have to do it. Well, and also getting good fast is I've seen it before where they get good fast doing a particular thing. Mm-hmm. I won't say the name of the comic, but I saw this comic at a show. It's ran by comedians, but it's not a traditional comedy show. I'll say that. And this comic got really big doing, the thing that everyone goes to Austin to do to try to become famous. I won't say the name, but, it's got a red microphone. Everybody goes there. Yeah. Maybe Tony Hinchcliffe runs it. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. But he got really popular doing that and then did this other kind of almost variety show, like Truth or Dare type thing with us. And you could tell the host, the producer and the host was like, don't do bits. Like, this is no bits allowed. Right. Like, that's the whole premise of the show. And you could see just how uncomfortable this comic was, not being able to like fall back on the bits that they're known
like
for.
having to do crowd work or having to
Well,
do,
like
or just having to riff.
Having to riff.
Right.
That's literally, they were like panicked because their whole thing is like they're the riff king, but it's all calculated in their head. They're not like, you can't pull out a piece of paper and just riff on something. Right. You could tell that they kept wanting to fall back into their comfort zone. But that's the thing is like this person gained all these followers and stuff, but then you were like, oh, it's for doing the thing.
Right.
It's for doing that thing that you do.
Yeah.
But you only have the thing that you do.
That's why I think like I think my favorites are Louis, Patrice, Shane, and Nick Mullen.
God, love Patrice.
And of course, it's the broiest fucking. But it's like those guys are so well rounded because they can do like one-liner jokes, they can do stories, they can do
crowd work.
They can do it all, and it's like those. But then you see other guys and they're one-dimensional.
Yeah,
and you're like.
Well,
you're good at that thing.
Yeah, you're very good at that thing.
Yeah.
That was something that it took me a long time to find because I have my voice now and it's dark storytelling, but I can't, like I've done roasts. I'm terrible at them because I don't like being mean, but
I'm so bad at it.
I've done roasts. I've done like the riff raff comedy show at the store. Like I've done, I can do like a theme-based show and not theme-based show. I can write one-liners. It's not my strongest skill set, but also something you learn doing this, the longer that you do it, you realize like, oh, I'm actually just a funny person, which might not be very humble to say, but it's like, I'll make the joke. Like if the joke's there, I'll make it. Whether I'm around my fiance and her friends and it might be inappropriate, or I'm around my family, or if I'm on the stage. If something happens and there's a joke to be made, I'm making it.
Or I'm at least pointing out the funny in the thing.
And that's why it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, actually, I can just go on stage. Like, I'm good at this.
Yeah, I've recently, not recently, but I'm like, I found my voice, like, and it's very act out heavy.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. Yes, you have to like if you're. I think it all comes down to confidence.
Yeah.
Like if you're confident in what's funny, like if you approach a situation, you know it's funny. Like I don't think like the one-liner writing and all like those.
None of it matters.
None of it matters because then if you can just like hone in the
well, and you can tell like Kyle Kinane is one of my favorite comedians ever.
Dude, he's so.
And you can tell because sometimes he has longer bits, but he knows it's gonna pay off. So he's not stammering, he's not stumbling, he's not rushing through it. He's like, no, I've been doing this for 30 years.
Even if he gets one-off laughs all the way up until the point, he knows it's going to hit.
He knows it's going to hit.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that even though I'm sitting here being like, oh, I have all this confidence, I'm so good at this.
Yeah.
That's one thing that will happen where I still don't have 1,000% faith in my bits.
For sure.
Because sometimes they don't hit.
Right.
And like everybody, we all bomb. And sometimes when they don't hit, then like I had one of my worst shows ever. It was in Connecticut. I got on stage and literally I was like, hey, my name is Brennan. And one of the drunk audience members was like, not funny. And I was like, all right, here we go, reset.
Yeah.
And then I did a bit and then it didn't really get a laugh. And that's when I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And I sped through 25 minutes of material in 13 minutes because I was just like, what about this one? What about this one? What about this one? What about this one?
Rather than just like sitting back and being like, okay, let's try to.
Yeah. I know this next one is going to work.
Yeah.
Just relax. Right. You're fine. But it's still 10 years in almost, and I still will panic and be like,
Oh, dude! Yesterday I was riffing in between two jokes, and I was like I was trying to throw in like a story that I want to talk about, but I like wasn't fully confident in it, and I felt myself like suck in. I was like, dude, why am I doing this? Just like save the shit. It's funny.
Dude, I do that because I host Friends of the Pod, a comedy show we do at Grove 34.
Okay.
And because I host it, because it's like friends of this podcast, and like I bring guests. And so because I'm hosting it, I will try to, because I'm recording like in between comics, I'm like, let me try and squeeze a bit in here. Mm-hmm. But I'll do the same thing where I'll get on stage and I'll try to like tell a story to relate to the last comic to go into the bit.
Right.
And it's like, just do the fucking bit.
Yeah, just
like,
do the bit.
Stop.
Yeah, you're trying to be clever.
Because I'm trying to be like, hey.
Yeah.
And everyone's like just staring at you and nothing's working. And you're like, and then you do the bit and the bit gets a laugh. And it's like, yeah, just do the fucking bit.
Right.
Stop talking.
Right.
Let's, so Charleston.
Yes.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
So grow up in Virginia.
I grew up.
Where'd you go? Where was the college at that you went to?
Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So like,
you
it was
stayed
like
in Virginia.
populous there, but where I'm from is like for example, like 30 minutes outside my hometown is where they film Moonshiners.
Oh God.
Like dude, it's
it's rural.
Honky tonk.
Yeah.
Like very rural. Like everyone wears camo, and my mom's Filipino, like off the boat from the Philippines, like thick accent, and then my dad is like West Virginia country guy, wears camo and shit.
Goddamn ready.
Hell yeah. Dude.
Hell yeah.
Well, when I drink, dude, I get it like an accent.
Yeah.
Like a country accent comes out.
I was going to say which one.
Yeah. Just like a thick Asian accent. That'd be so funny.
I was talking to a friend of mine at work, and it would be hilarious if you did this as well. But he was like, "Oh, my friend speaks French.
Yeah.
But he's from Texas, so he speaks French with a Texas accent.
That's
if you spoke Filipino, but with a Southern accent,
dude, I think that would warp my brain. I don't even know how that. I know 2 words in my mom's language.
Do you really?
I know tulong, which means help.
Yeah.
And I know bakla, which means gay.
Okay.
So if I get robbed by a gay guy, like I guess.
Yeah, that's how you. That's it. That's all you got.
That's all I have, dude. I don't know much.
I really want to make that the title, but I don't know if that would work if I put help, gay.
But yeah, so I'm from Roanoke. I'm from like a small town, and then after that whole SEALs thing, I was like, I still want to go to the beach. I want to get away from home, and I moved to Charleston. And like I'd been fucking around with comedy in college, like because where I went to school was in between DC and Richmond. Okay. So I would do it, like I would do open mics every month and like sneak out, and not tell anyone. Then when I moved to Charleston, I started doing it pretty consistently, but it was only like I would only do 3 a week. Like that was all they had. Yeah. But you rise the ranks pretty quick if you're any decent.
That's the one thing I will say. I have a lot of friends that stayed in like whatever city that they're in. Yeah. And I was always like, yeah, but don't, because I'm very manifest destiny. It's like, no, you move forward. You keep moving forward. And I'd be like, why are you not like, and they go, because I'm the best fucking comic here. Like, why would I leave?
But that makes you, like.
But I mean.
But you can't get.
They're making a living. They do comedy full time. I'm still working at a fucking restaurant. Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I've heard
they tour, like I have friends that tour the entire Southeast. They're the best comic in the town, like in where I'm from. Like,
really?
Yeah, a couple of friends.
I mean, I know guys like that. Like I know that, like the booker in Charleston, he's awesome. Josh, shout out Josh.
Shout out Josh.
Like a bunch of those comics are sick. But I've like heard from podcasts like you listen to like whoever, and they always say like when you feel comfortable, you got to change. Yeah. And I thought like I wasn't up there with like I had only been doing it for like a year there, but I was getting to open for like guys doing tours and stuff. Like I was getting those
when
spots.
They were coming through Charleston,
right. And I got to open for Sean Patton. He's sick.
Love Sean.
He's the man.
I've been trying to get him on this podcast forever.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he gave me really good advice. He was like, "You have it, like you're funny, but you need to do it every day." And the only way to do that is you got to move. And so I
to somewhere where it's every day.
Right. And so like a month later, I was like, all right, Sean, I'll pack up. And I moved up here, and I haven't seen him since. But
Sean, I love Sean. He's hilarious. Awesome. But so Sean says that to you, and you're like, all right, I'm going to New York.
Yeah. I was like, well,
were you doing the tennis thing at the time in Charleston?
Mm-hmm. I was a coach. I was a coach at like a private club down there. Yeah. And so I was doing.
There's got to be money in that.
So much money.
That's what I thought.
It's stupid. Like I have buddies that teach out at the Hamptons, and they like make $400,000 a year. And they just fuck old women.
For like 4 months, they teach. Yeah. And everybody comes back to the city.
Dude, I had this old woman come up to me and ask me if I wanted to have tea with her. And she was like, I'll pay you $500 if you come have tea. I was like, are we having tea? Or are we
boning?
I think we're boning.
Did you bone her?
No.
Oh. Come on, $500.
I mean, she was old, dude.
Yeah,
and I think her husband was like a CEO of like some oil company. So I was like, I don't want to get involved.
Yeah, that's how you end up. That's how you end up disappearing. Yeah. Whatever happened to Mike? Yeah. I haven't seen him.
He's in pieces in the Atlantic.
Yeah. Is he still doing comedy?
Yeah.
So then you get to New York. Take us through, because this process always interests me. Take us through. Are you like scared? Did you get a job lined up? Did you have money saved? Like, take us through how you got here.
So I had, I had some money saved from Charleston. Not really. I sold a car. I sold my Jeep to come up. And I don't know. My parents helped me, and it was whatever. But I got up here, and I had a tennis job lined up. But I already had like 15 minutes of material from Charleston, so I was like, dude, I'm gonna fucking hit the ground running and just.
I don't even need this tennis job.
I don't even need it.
I'm gonna get past. Este's gonna see me, and I'm gonna get past so fucking fast.
At every club in the city, and then I did I did a mob, like a comedy mob thing.
That's the first thing I reached out to when I moved here as well.
And I bombed so hard. Called my parents crying. I was like, this is horrible. I'm so bad. And then I kind of just like locked in, and then and then I kind of like found my own path, and it's been good.
Well, that's the thing is I never ended up doing the comedy mob thing. I reached out like when I first got here. And I was like, hey, I just moved to New York. Is there any way I could do the show on Monday?
Right.
And they were super cool. Emailed me back almost immediately. They're like, you're in. But I had just gotten a job. When I first moved here, I was working at the Palm.
Okay.
And they scheduled me to work that Monday.
Right.
And I was like in a panic. And I was like, well, I just got here. I just started this job. Like, I can't call out.
Yeah.
And I was like, and also like, but this is a big like comedy thing. Like these apparently everyone was telling me this was the thing to go to.
Right.
So I had to cancel. And they were like, all right, no problem. Just like you won't be able to like reach back out for like I think it was like 2 weeks. Like you put you on like a block for 2 weeks.
Right.
Like timeout. And then I just never reached back out.
Yeah,
I
dude.
was like,
it comes to a point where you're just like you kind of grow out of it.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing.
I mean, it was
like,
good. It was great for when I first showed up.
After being here for 2 or 3 weeks, I like had found all these other mics and stuff, and then I just kind of forgot.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, whatever.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the drinking stories.
Cool.
So you're an athlete. You're
Yes.
gonna be a fucking Navy SEAL.
Yes.
Were you a popular kid like in middle school and high school?
I wasn't popular. I was the friend that
It
was.
had to have been a small school.
I went to a small private school. 40 kids
What, total?
total.
Get the fuck
In my grade.
Yeah.
But
Your
so
graduating class was 40 kids. Mine was 529.
that's nuts, dude. I couldn't imagine. And then, dude, moving to New York, it's just like
People everywhere.
right. But I've always been outgoing, so the small didn't matter. But wait, shit. What was your question?
Popular.
Oh.
You were the friend.
I was the friend that was like in different factions. Like
Yeah.
there were like 3 friend groups,
It's so funny you bring that up.
and
I've
I
been
was
doing the show a long time. Most comics, that's the answer.
yeah. I was
Most comics is like, well, I was kind of not best friends with one particular group. I was kind of like decently friends with everybody.
everyone would say that like I think a lot of people would consider me like a best friend, like a good friend. Like I'm not saying that I'm like everyone's best friend, but it was that.
I'm the fucking
I'm the man. I'm awesome.
That's
no,
the title. Everyone's best friend.
no, I don't know. I was just part of every group.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But I thought different. I was weirder than everyone else. Like I was quirky as shit.
Yeah.
You know, and so
yeah, I know.
yeah, I was quirky as shit, and like I would do things that people would be weirded out by, and then I'd go to the next group, and then they would be cool. And like I don't know.
No, I completely understand it because I'm a pessimist, so I look at it from a different angle. But it's like I could be in all these groups, but I felt like I personally didn't fully connect with any of these groups. Like even being an athlete, like I'd be in the locker room and they'd be like, "Yeah, did you fucking crush pussy last night?" And I was like, "Ugh, gross. Who talks like that?"
Pussy?
Yeah.
No.
But just like people,
right.
they're like so aggressive.
Yeah.
Or I'd be with the nerds and they're like, "Actually," and I'm like, "Oh, shut the fuck up." And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, so like I kind of like connected with everybody, but
then
I
you have, like,
never
one or
felt
two,
like
like-
I belonged.
Right, and exactly, and then you find the 1 or 2 people who are kind of like that as well, and then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, you're now
This is the crew.
these are the boys. Yeah.
I've got two friends from college who are like that.
Yeah.
Where again, we don't talk all the time, but it's like if I call them, it's like, "What's up? I'm down."
Same.
And my biggest thing though is I'm an incredibly loyal person.
Right.
Which is hard because I don't like asking other people for favors, which is a thing you have to get over, especially in New York comedy.
Yeah.
Like I have all these connections from the restaurant and from doing stand up, and people are like, "Yeah, you can just ask them to wreck you at
And
this
they will.
club." And it's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that though." And they're like, "Yeah, but you have to."
It sucks.
Because I also have, and I don't know, as a college athlete as well, I don't know if you have this too, but it's like, no, I'm good. So people will just see that I'm good, and that's how I'll get things. Like, because as an athlete, that's what it was. It's like you try out, you fucking crush everybody, and then they're like, you're on the team.
He's better than everyone else. So just come on.
Yeah, but in comedy, because it's so subjective and it's so about who you know,
Right.
it doesn't work that way. Because I've crushed certain rooms and done the same set in another room and bombed my dick off and been like, this was funny 12 hours ago.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, something changed. Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's you have to break out of that feeling of being like, okay, I feel like a bother, but I'm gonna have to bother.
You got to.
You got to.
And I'm more saying that not to you, but to myself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Come on, man. You know some of these people. Like, just fucking ask
Just
them.
do it.
So when did you start drinking? Were you like a party guy in high school?
I
or?
wasn't. I never was. My dad would always be like, just have a beer. And I was like, no. Like, I'm going to get drunk. And like my buddy, I remember in like 10th grade, my buddy smoked a cigarette. And I was like, dude, you're going to die. Like, because my dad smoked cigarettes. And I'm like, I fucking hate you.
Yeah, it's so bad for you.
And then I get to college. And then I'm getting hammered all the
Okay,
time.
so what was can you tell us about the first experience? What was that like when you got to college?
College. Okay.
Because obviously you're not drinking in high school. So
I wasn't drinking in high school. I really never drank. I was drinking some in college. like I got to college and I remember like the first few weeks I was getting pretty slammed up, but it wasn't anything crazy. Like I wasn't going nuts.
But I'm more interested in not like it doesn't have to be a crazy story, but just that first time you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this, because that's a huge moment to not drink really in high school, to go to college to be an athlete, and then make a decision, make an actual visceral decision to be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna drink today. What was that? Take us through that.
Yeah. So I remember, dude. We drank.
Of course you remember. It was like a huge deal,
dude. I had Malibu. I made a mixed drink of Malibu and Welch's passion fruit juice.
That sounds delicious.
The sweetest thing possible. And I had
this in the dorms.
In the dorms.
So
and
you
I had
get to school freshman year in the dorms.
It was like the first or second night, and we were all going out.
That's okay.
And there was like some party in like the lawn or whatever, and I was like, dude, let's get fucking. And I had this passion fruit drink, and I felt like I got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
It was just sugar galore, and I had 10 of them, and I
just, too much sugar.
Yeah, so bad. But yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I don't know. And then like we had the season, and we had like our coach was super strict on like
I can imagine
dry season. Yeah,
I can imagine D3 tennis. I'm sure they were.
It was crazy. It was nuts.
So you did send me some stories though.
Yes,
and I'm assuming these all happened after college.
Yeah, most of them. I don't even remember what I said.
I have DoorDash, chocolate milk, Orlando, and Hamptons.
Dude, they're all fun. Okay, so the DoorDash story.
I want to end on Orlando. Is that a good one to end on?
That one's fun. That one's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, sure.
That or Hamptons. I like locations.
They're yes. So DoorDash is quick. That was the first time I ever smoked weed.
Okay.
I'm a huge stoner. I smoke every day.
Yeah, that's you had brought that up earlier.
Yeah, I'm a big weed guy.
When was this? When you first started?
Charleston. My buddies and I were taking gummies all the time, and we would just get stoned and then walk. And then like it helped me.
How does this? I'm sorry. I don't mean to keep interrupting.
No,
you're
good.
But this is something that. These are the little details that I love doing the show about.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
What do you mean?
You were an athlete who didn't even like to really drink.
Right.
Then you go to college and you start drinking here and there. And then you go to Charleston. You're doing comedy.
Yeah.
What happens where you're just like, fuck it, I guess I'm going to start taking edibles?
I meet people that aren't athletes and don't have the same alignment of being like strict regimen.
Got it.
So the guys,
because you were trying out for like fucking Navy SEALs,
yeah, dude,
3 months before.
I was like very focused, very like, and this happened. This DoorDash thing happened actually before. I think before I moved to Charleston. Yeah, so I smoked a little bit before, and then I like got seriously into edibles, and then I started smoking every day. But it helped me write.
Yeah.
So when I started writing, I was like,
So you start doing mics here and there, and then you're like, oh, you know what I'm going to do?
Right.
I'm going to start doing weed.
I'm doing the weed.
I'm going to start doing the marijuana. Yeah. It helps me write, man.
It helps me think differently. But yeah, I remember we smoked for the first time. It was me and my teammates, and we were out in the Outer Banks. And we were at my buddy's beach house, and we got kicked out by his mom's friend because she was saying we were too fratty because we were like partying and drinking and whatever.
Being fratty.
And so one night at the hotel, me and my buddies, we decided to smoke, and one of them had a joint. Actually, no, it was a bowl. And we went to the beach, and we were just walking around smoking. And I didn't know how to, so they had to like hold the bowl for me.
Cute. That is the cutest.
So cute. And so I was like,
we have a drink at work where you have to light it on fire. It's one of those like wood tops. And
like
you
the
smoke
flambe.
it. Yeah. You smoke. So you smoke the drink. And some of the other servers, they'll like pack all the wood chips in there. And I'm like, yo, that's not how you do it.
Yeah.
You just enough to light it on fire. Yeah, because it's like you have to let the air get through or else it's not. But it's very much like, have you guys ever smoked out of a bowl before? What are we doing?
Yeah.
You fucking idiots.
I felt stupid. I felt like I was like, oh, and I was just smoking it. And then I remember taking way too big of a hit, coughed my brain out, went to the ocean, was kneeling into the ocean, puking.
Too high.
Then we got back to the hotel room. I recovered, but I'm still like, and we're all just ripped out of our minds. And so my buddy's like, dude, can you like DoorDash us some food? And it's like 1 a.m. So I look on my DoorDash and I scroll through all the options. I was like, damn, like Taco Bell, McDonald's.
Everything sounds great.
It sounds awesome. And so they were like, let's get Taco Bell. We order like $85.
Taco Bell fucked up.
Oh, it's the best. Order $85 worth of Taco Bell, which is an ungodly amount of Taco Bell.
Too much Taco Bell.
We were ordering off the dollar menu too. So we just had.
Dude, I used to. Not proud of this. We don't condone drinking and driving on this podcast. We talk about it all the time. I used to get drunk and go through because Taco Bell was one of the. I'm much older than you. Taco Bell was one of the only ones that was open late.
Right.
Past
That's the
12
whole
o'clock.
Thing. Open late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I used to pull up in there at like 1:45, 2:30, like right before they closed at 3, and I would get like $25, $30 again, all off the dollar menu, extra fire sauce, dude. And I'd eat like a king,
and shit your brains,
and then the next day feel like I was gonna fucking die.
Yeah. So that was the thing. We were excited. We were like
$100 almost for the Taco Bell.
Dude.
How many of you are there?
There was 5 of us.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean it's
So about $25 a person. Yeah.
still a good amount.
$20 a person.
And we're waiting for it, and it's like been an hour, and it's like 2 a.m. at that point, and we're like, where the fuck? And so my buddy was like, check your phone, and I hadn't checked it yet, and I looked at it, and I was like, he's on the way, and then I like look at it again, and I like zoom out, and I'm like, where's the ocean? And then I keep zooming out, and I realized I ordered $85 worth of Taco Bell to my house in Virginia. Dude,
2 a.m.
At 2 a.m.
They're gonna wake your mom up,
bro. My dad called me. He was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, I was like, "What?" And he was like, "There's 8. Why does this guy have 6 bags of Taco Bell at our door?" And he's like half asleep.
Yeah, I was gonna say because your dad was
And
probably
I'm
passed
higher
out.
than shit. And so I was like, oops, oopsies. And then I hung
My
up.
bad.
And then I called him next morning. I was like, I got really fucking high. I'm so sorry. I hope you enjoy your Taco Bell. And my mom said he was eating Taco Bell. They froze some of the burritos.
You can't do that with Taco Bell.
No, you can't. It's illegal. It should be, yeah.
I remember McDonald's used to run. I mean, all these fast food places back in the good old days used to run these deals where it would be like buy one get one for $1.
Right. Yeah.
And I remember in college, that's how we lived. Especially obviously when I was done playing football, it was like whatever you can to survive. And I remember McDonald's did a buy one get one for $1 on Big Macs. And I remember getting like 4 Big Macs, like
of course.
just drunk as shit one night. We all got like 4 Big Macs and 2 large fries. And I remember I ate all of it because I'm a disgusting animal.
Yeah, it's nasty.
But my roommate was like, oh no, I'm going to put 2 in the fridge and eat 2 now. And then I'll have lunch for the next like 2 days. And I was like, that's disgusting.
Dude, to put a Big Mac in the fridge is like heinous.
Between the cold of the lettuce and the warm of the meat and everything, and you just it all congealed.
I had friends that would do that, and they would put it in the microwave the whole thing with the lettuce. Dude, if you microwave lettuce and tomato, you need to go to prison.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna throw
so
up.
Gross.
I don't even like using the microwave now. Like I've got a real because I've worked in restaurants for 20 years.
Right.
So I got a real big thing. Like I don't like to eat leftovers, but if I'm going to eat
You oven
leftovers. No, I recook it. I do the whole thing. Saute pans, oven, the whole deal.
Yeah.
Like,
Might as well.
Yeah, I'm like, well, if I'm going to dirty a couple dishes, I might as well dirty all the dishes.
Right,
like,
yeah.
So I couldn't imagine your dad and mom freezing burritos to be like, we'll have it later.
We'll have it later. He bought us some. My friends were pissed, and yeah.
It's not, what is it, lumpia?
Lumpia.
It's not lumpia.
It's not lumpia. It's not adobo. Yeah.
That's all I know is lumpia. My friend
No, that's better, dude. That's better than most people.
Chocolate milk. What happened?
Chocolate milk's quick.
When is this? Before or after?
This was in high school.
Okay, so way before.
This is just like this isn't even alcohol or weed or anything. But I was a bit of a prankster, and I
God.
just want not prankster, but I wanted to see if shit was like, I don't know. I was very inquisitive, so I thought it would be funny to put.
Be curious, not judgmental, as Ted Lasso says.
Dude, that's such a good show. I put the first day of class, my senior year. I decided to put chocolate milk, like a bottle of chocolate milk, inside of my locker. And I wanted to do a science experiment. I never used my locker, so I locked it up. And then the last day of school,
That's disgusting.
Yeah,
You're a disgusting human.
Horrible, dude. I opened up the locker, and the chocolate milk had like bloated, like the plastic had
Yeah,
bloated.
because it ferments.
Yeah, and it was a solid. It was like solid.
Yeah.
And I went up to one of my friends. I was like, "Look at this, dude!" And he was like, "Ew, what the fuck?" Slams it.
No.
Slams against the wall.
Blows up.
The smell of that, it made us puke.
Oh, this is 2 in a row.
Bro, it made us puke on impact. Like boom, and then they had to like quarantine that edge of the hall. It was my senior year. They almost made me didn't graduate.
Yeah.
It was like a whole thing.
I got into one of those where I did something my senior
What'd you
year,
do?
and they're like, "You're not walking. You're not graduating." And I was like,
how bad was it?
I mooned the other bus
Hilarious.
on our senior.
So funny.
It was our senior trip to Disney for senior night.
Yeah.
And we're all on the buses, and I didn't have a lot of friends. I got bullied a lot, but always wanted to be the center of attention. I was like, you know what would be hilarious is if I mooned this other bus. And Mr. Piggott was on the other bus, and he was like the super strict assistant
I was
principal.
about to ask if Mr. Bigot was strict.
Yeah, he was very strict. And apparently we were stopped at like a rest stop to get gas on the bus. I don't forget, but we were stopped at a rest stop, and he was walking up and down the bus. Of course, I was in the back of the bus with the cool kids, trying to act like I was a cool kid.
Yeah.
And he happened to be in the back of the bus when I did it.
And he saw your
And
ass.
he saw me, and he lost his goddamn mind.
Because he liked it.
I don't know why he lost his mind, but he fucking yoked me off the bus.
Damn, dude.
And I sat there and tried to act like it wasn't me. It was obviously me.
Right.
And he yoked me off the bus. Another assistant principal had to drive me back. Luckily, my brother's like a beautiful mind, kind of smart.
Cool.
Like, went to Florida on a full ride for academics. Went to Cornell on a full ride for his graduate degree, his doctorate.
So a wizard.
Yeah. And so I remember, and he was 6 years in front of me. So all the principals and stuff knew him.
Right.
He played football and played a bunch of sports. So I remember driving back, and I remember the assistant principal looking at me being like, "You're not going to be able to walk. Like, they're not going to let you graduate." He's like, "I don't know what to tell you." Like,
it's the same thing.
They're gonna write it up as like how they would write what you did up as like an assault on the school.
Right.
Like
vandalism or whatever the fuck.
He was like, they're going to write it up as like sexual harassment. Like, you're not going to be able to walk. And I was like, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then as we kept driving, I was like, come on. And he was like, your brother did a lot for the school. We'll see what we can do. And I ended up being able to walk.
Let's go.
And I was like, I mooned the butt. Like, I get it. I know. This was 2006, not 2025. I get it. But I just wanted people to like me.
But that's fun.
And it was fun.
I would have gotten a kick out of that.
They did.
That's so funny.
And then it became legend because
Yeah,
they were
of
like,
course.
Brennan had to leave the senior night because he mooned the other bus. What a badass.
Yes.
Well, actually, they were more like, what a fucking idiot. But same.
No, keep it in your head how you think of it. Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, what a badass.
Between you bombing the school and me mooning everybody, couple of badass.
Dude, we are sick.
God, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it's nasty.
Orlando. We're gonna end on Hamptons because you got more excited about the Hamptons story than
Hamptons
Orlando.
I've been trying to do Hamptons on stage, and I can't.
Don't you hate it when you have like a great thing?
Because I can't write it.
Like, yeah, you're like,
I have to like say it on podcasts basically, and like talk about it, and then like go back and like rewrite it.
Well, it's one of those things where people are like, yeah, if you want to do it on stage, you have to like pull so much out of it.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, but those little details are kind of what make it.
It matters. And you won't think of that when you're on stage because you're just like, I'm trying not to die up here.
Yeah. And you're also like, this is 3 minutes I've wasted trying to set up this story and then nobody's laughing.
Right. And I only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I have about 18 more minutes to go. Yeah.
So what happened in Orlando? Let's do Orlando first.
Orlando is my buddy's bachelor party. We got a party.
Bachelor party? How old are you guys?
I'm 26.
You guys are getting married at 26?
Dude,
I thought your
he loves
generation
God.
was all like...
He loves the Lord.
Oh, listen, God is good. God is great.
He loves God. And so
Let's do it.
he got married. Thanks. He got married like 20.
I mean, good for him. Shout out. But
Yeah.
that's just...
Shout out Max. It was his bachelor party, and he chose Orlando.
Yeah, he did, because it's the greatest place on earth.
We could have gone to Costa Rica, and he chose Orlando. Okay, so you'll understand it because you know.
I know that area very well.
We were in Kissimmee.
Okay.
Is that how
I'm
you
sorry,
pronounce it?
where were you?
Kissimmee?
Try it again.
You
You had it if you put the first and the second one together.
Kissimmee.
There you go.
Kissimmee?
Kissimmee.
So we were in that place, and
By the way, Disney owns all of Kissimmee.
yes, we were right next to Disney, and we got a party bus for him. We surprised him and had like a stripper pole.
Where are you staying?
Just some house.
Okay.
We weren't staying at a resort or anything.
That's what, yeah.
We were poor.
Okay.
And so we were going to the Magic's game,
Okay.
and we go out.
Shout out Amway Arena.
Yeah, yes, I like that, but it's
Yeah.
huge. I didn't.
Well, it's new. The old one was Amway Arena. I think it's something different now, but it's sick. I love the Magic.
It's huge. But we were going to the Magic's game. They were playing the 76ers, and we had
How long ago is this?
2 years ago.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Joel Embiid, the whole deal.
Oh yeah. So the legit-
Franz Wagner, here we go.
yeah, you get it.
Come on, I'm a Magic fan.
So we had
I'm a sports podcast for God's sake.
true. So we had 3 bottles of Bacardi.
Malibu. Damn it. I was
Bacardi.
close.
No, we upgraded. Bacardi, and we were going, and we realized that the party bus wasn't going to pick us back up, and there was probably
What?
10 of
That's
us.
something you kind of got to figure out beforehand.
Yeah. So we were like, okay, well, we bought these handles. We got to finish them, and so we all just drank. Like 10 of us drank 3 bottles of, and we
And
so
they're handles, so they're the big ones.
Oh.
1.75, baby.
we were fine until we got to the game, and then I remember blacking out.
We were fine.
I remember, so there were 10 of us. 4 of us made it to our seats. 4 people ended up in the bathrooms on the toilets, didn't see any of the game, and then 2 of them didn't even make it into the arena because they were like, it was so bad.
How did you find everybody at the end of the game? Or did everyone just kind of rally back at the house?
I don't know.
Oh, because you blacked out.
So we get there, I'm in my seat, and I remember sitting down, and I had popcorn, and then I blacked out. I blacked back in.
That's terrifying.
In the fourth quarter, and I see Joel Embiid score, and I was like, holy shit, Joel Embiid's in. And then my buddy looks at me, he's like, yo, he has 45 points. And I was like,
you missed it. I know that game.
yeah, really?
I know that game.
And I missed the whole thing. Then I black out again, and then I come to, and there's a fat ribeye in front of me. And I was like, okay, we're at a steak restaurant. All my friends are around me, but they're like this way.
Yeah.
And then I look up, and there's a huge stripper pole. And we were at Rachel's, which is like
yeah,
a crazy big strip club there, and I didn't know they served steak.
Yeah.
And then the women started coming out. I was like, this is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. But to black in at a strip club.
Were you back in?
Yeah, I was back.
Okay.
I was back. Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I got really into cocaine was because I was like, I don't like not remember.
Well, that's how those guys recovered. I was like anti-cocaine.
Yeah.
All the dudes.
Well, you should be. It's terrible.
Right, but all the guys that survived was because of cocaine, which is cool.
Yeah. It's when you're like in your state.
Yeah.
Like if you blacked back in and you were like, oh shit, Joel Embiid, if you would have just done a little tootski, you'd have been fine. You'd been good.
I'd been completely fine.
And that's the thing is like, that's the reason I almost died from alcohol. Was a big part of it was because of cocaine. Because then you drink so much more because you're like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then you wake up the next day and you're like, oh, I think I have alcohol poisoning and I'm going to die.
I'm dying. Yeah, I think my liver's
I literally think I'm dying.
Yeah, I don't think I have a liver anymore.
God. So then how long were you guys in Orlando for?
Just like 4 or 5 days.
Did you take it easy the next day?
No, we went to what's that place called? Like where they have the slingshot.
Oh yeah, you went
International
to I
Drive.
Drive. Yeah, I Drive. Yeah.
So we went there, and then went to hookah bars, went more strip clubs.
Okay.
It was fun. It was more tame after
that's
that.
What I was gonna say.
Like,
you kind of like
yeah.
Hey, we can't not remember this entire trip, guys.
Yeah, it was fun though, and it's like I'm gonna remember it forever.
Yeah. Well, bits of it.
But it was fun to black out with a steak in front of me, and I was like, I'm living a good life.
I'm
responsible.
2 things. Party bus, blackout. Oh my God, Joel Embiid just scored.
Yeah.
Blackout. Oh my God, I got a steak and strippers. Like that's not a bad night.
No, that means I'm responsible when I'm blackout.
Yeah, because a lot of times mine was, oh, we're gonna go to the club. Let's pregame. Blackout. Wake up. Why am I in a cop car? Blackout. Wake up. Why am I in front of a judge?
Oh.
And you're like, God damn it, I did it again.
Dang it, shit. They got me.
I did the thing where the cops showed up and I told them to go fuck themselves, and I tried to punch one of them in the face again. Hamptons. What happened in the Hamptons?
All right.
This is I'm assuming this is tennis.
I dated a girl whose family lived at the Hamptons.
Yeah, they did. I want to ask you this because this is something that stuck out to me when I wrote down Hamptons. You train tennis here in the city.
Yeah.
During the summers, do you go out to make a few extra bucks in the Hamptons?
I could, but there's too much there's no stand-up out there.
That's what I'm talking about.
And so I love
too
the
much
game.
stand-up, baby.
I respect stand-up.
Respect the game, the hustle.
The hustle. So I couldn't go out there, even if the more money, it's a lot of money out there. But no.
The most money, a lot of money. God, you got me talking like Trump this episode.
No, I like it. The Hamptons. So we lived in Charleston, or we met in Charleston.
Oh, wow. This isn't even recently. This is when you were still back home.
Mm-hmm. And I met her, and this was right before I was about to move to New York. So we were like, okay, it was her brother's graduation for high school. I wanted to visit New York, see what was going on with the scene, and like we would kill 2 birds with 1 stone when we come up here.
Come into New York, go out to the Hamptons.
Yes.
Bing, bang, boom.
We ended
up.
So
they live there full time.
Yeah, that's where she's from.
Yeah.
So we did like Madame Tussauds and whatever and had a good time in New York. And then we went out to the Hamptons, and it was her brother's graduation. Her entire family was there, 30 people. Completely extended family. Meeting her parents for the first time. So
it seems like there's a lot on the line on this trip.
There was a ton. And it was me meeting them for the first time. They know that I'm trying to do stand-up full-time.
Are you, in this moment, not whatever's happened, but in this moment, are you like, I'm in love, I want to meet this girl's family?
Yeah,
like,
I really
yeah.
liked this girl. And so I was like, I want to be serious. And like, she was a pharmacy student. Like, she was going to like her getting her doctorate, and like she's very successful. And I'm like, I teach, like, they were a tennis family, so I had that. And I was like, I teach tennis, and I'm trying to
whoop all your asses in tennis right now.
That's all that mattered.
Yeah.
So I was nervous.
You gotta have something,
right? And so
like
I was
in
nervous.
A lot of circles, I'm the funniest, or I'm the strongest, or I'm the smart. Like, you have to have something.
You have to have something, and I had funny and tennis. That was it.
There you go.
And so I'm nervous as fuck. We show up to the Hamptons, and we're dry. Like her dad picks us up at the airport. And I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Still nervous in the car, and I'm sitting there, and I like, first off, the Hamptons is just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Because there's no fast food. They asked me if I wanted to get like fast food, and I was like, no, I'm good. And then I like notice around, and there's no McDonald's.
No. I've been out to the Hamptons twice, and it's all like boutique shops and
it's
mom
like
and pop places, which is good, but also all the prices are jacked up because it's
Right.
a lot of super rich.
I think it's just weird to not have a McDonald's. Like Afghanistan has a McDonald's.
Yeah, that's true.
And there's not one in whatever. But I was nervous about meeting the family. We end up. I show up to the house and I walk in, and the first thing I see is like there's like a huge stuffed panda to my like left. I keep walking in, and there's just like little like trinkets of pandas and like yin yangs and shit. And so I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like in my head, I'm like, it's nothing.
We heard your mom was from the Philippines.
So the sister is like obsessed with Asian culture and like so I was like, okay, fuck yeah. Meeting the family, meeting all the extended family. It's like 3-4 o'clock. They're like, we're about to start making dinner. I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, would you like to help? We got beef. So so she had been telling her parents that I make good beef bulgogi, and they're like, we got you all the stuff to make it. I was like, oh, that's fucking sick. Let me make.
Oh, you were excited.
I was very excited. I was like nervous.
Sometimes when people are like, hey, Brennan, do you want to cook? Because I know my way around the kitchen. I'm like, I'm not clocked in. Go fuck yourself.
No, I love cooking, so I was like, yeah, of course, I'll make it.
That's true. But you don't work in restaurants, so
Right.
it would make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I made it for her whole family. I made it with her dad. It was like nice, and I was like finally getting comfortable. We had to grab an ingredient at the store, so I went with her brother, and we're driving in his car. And his car was weird because he had like a samurai handle stick shift.
This is bizarre.
And I was like, oh,
What's
dude,
happening?
like, what the fuck is... Okay, whatever.
This sounds like a Get Out situation where they're like collecting you.
So, dude, right before dinner, her sister comes up to me with like a huge Airhead Extreme edible and was like this much. She was like, I took this much and I fell asleep for 24 hours. And I was like, okay, so we're going to take that much.
Yeah.
And me and my girlfriend at the time, we split that amount. I took it, she took it. And you know, have you taken edible? Like, you've taken edibles before? Okay, I was about to say. You know when
I was never a big weed guy, but I have tried it.
You know when you take it and then you start to like giggle, like it hits you really fast, like in 5 minutes, and you're like, oh.
See, I've never had that experience. I've always had the opposite one where it's like, this isn't working. This
and
isn't
then it
working.
hits you like crazy.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, and then you start to panic.
Yeah.
Mine was within 5 minutes. I was like giggling at everything, and I was like, oh fuck, it's only gonna go up. And then so we sit down at dinner, and it's like me in the middle, her entire family. They're all asking me questions. I'm ripped out of my mind, and
So it's starting to hit you, and you're like,
and I was like
shit.
nervous to like put the glass down because I was like, everyone's looking at me, and I was like, I just need to
Just
calm
keep saying the two words you know in Filipino over and over.
Help gay. And then so I get up to like get a breath of air, and as I stand up,
Please excuse me, I think I'm gonna die.
I'm freaking out. Then her sister's friend stands up and was like, where are you going? And at that moment I was like, holy fuck, I'm in Get Out. Because right when she said that, I was like, they brought me in. There's pandas everywhere. They're trying to indoctrinate me. They're like, here, aren't you comfortable with this?
Yeah.
Like these animal, like your country's animal nearby you. And they're like, you also would like to.
It's a different country.
I know.
There's no pandas in the Philippines.
You're right. And then they're like,
It's a chain of islands. It's an archipelago.
They were wrong 3 ways. It was China with the pandas, Korea with the meat, and then the samurai handle with Japan. Missed it every single way possible.
You know, there's a lot of islands out there, right, people?
But I thought I was in Get Out. Like, genuinely, I thought I was in Get Out. So I started freaking out. I was like, they're going to try to kill me. Just delusion. It was. I went through the back room. I walk into this like.
Did you? Because I want to set this because there's a lot of people. There's 30 people. So when you went to get up, did you say like, is everyone talking? Were you like,
they were all talking.
Me?
I was like, excuse me, I'm gonna go.
Okay, so
I'm
you did. Where you're like, all right, I'm gonna get up. For a
I'm
second.
not feeling great. I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah.
Like, I told everyone.
Okay.
Like, cut into.
Because it would be odd if everyone's talking, you just stood up and turned around and walked out.
Right. I told everyone. Because I was also nervous of telling the enemy that I was I was leaving, but I was like, I'm going outside. I passed like this room, and it's like a dark room to exit. Her aunt's in the fucking dark cutting a cake in pitch black with a huge knife. I was like, fuck this.
I've seen this movie before.
Ran outside, sat on the curb, started having a panic attack. My girlfriend at the time comes out, puts her arm around me. She was like, it's going to be okay. And I was like, it's you and me versus them. Like, we're going to take them down.
She's like, no, I'm in on it this whole time.
Well, so she was like, it's going to be okay. Yes. We get to her front door. Like, Get Out, dude. She doesn't know the code to her front door. I'm like, oh, you're part of it. Like, you're against me. I leave her. I go to the basement of the house. I'm laying down sleeping. She comes in, and I was like, please just hold me super tight because I'm freaking the fuck out. She's holding me. Dinner's still happening. In the basement.
Everyone's upstairs like, where did Mike go?
yeah. Everyone's like, where? I'm freaking out. Her mom comes down and goes, what are you two doing? Thinking we're fucking or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm freaking out. Can you please leave? Because I thought she was like the leader. I was like, get out of here.
That's also a ballsy move. You had just met this family and you're only been there for like maybe 24 hours, and the matriarch comes downstairs and you go, actually, could you just
please get out?
Could you just leave? Yeah. You're making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. So then she's
probably like, this fucking guy.
This guy's fucking my daughter in front of all of us. And so the mom leaves. I'm still freaking out. Then I stopped to think I'm not thinking about the get out thing. Now I think the devil is going to get me.
Oh, God.
Because I like started having, and then I started asking for a priest. Dude, I was ripping I grew up Catholic, so I was like ripping Hail Marys. And I was like, please.
Save me.
The knife aunt comes down, grabs my girlfriend at the time and was like, we need to go upstairs. Forget about him, kind of. And I was like, oh, God, they're plotting. Now I'm back with a get out, and I'm like, they're plotting to kill me.
So the mom went upstairs, told her sister, like, hey, can you fucking believe this guy? And the aunt was like, oh, hell no, not in my house.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Comes down, grabs my girlfriend at the time, takes her upstairs. She's also high, by the way.
Yeah. But she's comfortable. This is her family. She
right.
Yeah.
I called 911.
No, you did not.
I called 911 because I was freaking out that bad. I thought I was going to die. So I called 911. They were like, where are you?
They're kidding me.
It must have been nuts for the other person on the other line.
Yeah, the operator?
They were like, where are you? And I was like,
911 dispatch, what's your emergency? I'm in the basement.
I don't know where I am. The devil's going to get me. And so I hung up. And I guess they traced my...
Yeah.
Because that doesn't happen. This is like...
There's a good Hannibal Buress line in that movie, the fucking Seth Rogen movie about the fraternity.
Yeah.
He's like, we're the police. We have caller ID.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah. We know where you are.
Yeah. Apparently they traced the calls. Yeah, it's the fucking police.
It's the police. And so I told... And then... I don't know. I don't know how long it was, but I like fell asleep, I think. And then my girlfriend walks in. He was like, Michael, you called the fucking cops?
Yeah, EMT shows up, the cops show up. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
They pull me out into the living room. The whole family's there. Dude, 7 cop cars showed up, 3 ambulances.
Of course, there's nothing going on in the Hamptons.
So everyone's lined up, and I'm like, here, the whole family's there, and I'm like, I'm freaking out right now. I need a priest. I need to get...
Because you're still so high, so you're like dug in on this.
Yes. I was like, I need a fucking shot. And I'm like, I'm so...
I need some adrenaline. I need a priest.
I need to calm my heart rate. Dude, they did my EKG. I was at 220 beats per minute.
That's too much.
Way too high. It was and so I asked for a priest. One of the guys in the thing, I vaguely remember this, but one of the dudes supposedly was like, I went to seminary school, and like I snapped out of whatever I was in. I was like, oh yeah, that counts. That's cool. And then everyone laughed, and then I went right back into fucking freak out. They took me to the ambulance. They hit me with Ativan. I tried to fight a cop. So they needed to call me because I was freaking out.
Yeah.
They called me down. They said, I need to sit down. I knocked out. I came to, puked on a guy, looked to my right, saw the first non-white guy I'd seen in the whole time, kissed him on the mouth because I was so, like, I don't remember this, but her dad was in the ambulance with me. Said I was so, like, crying of joy that I wasn't in Get Out. Yeah. That I, like, kissed this, I like, kissed the dude on the cheek and, like, and then I came to in the hospital to my parents on the phone, and they were like, my mom's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm freaking out. I don't know where I am.
Are you still like
freaking out? Yeah. And she was like, I'm coming, and like crying, but like freaking out. And then
her baby boy's in the hospital.
Only child.
Ooh,
worse.
That's
and
that's tough.
And then I rose out of it sober because they gave me a bunch of IVs. Saw a cop down the end of the hall. I was like, I definitely killed someone. They're keeping me on like guard. Yeah. And her dad picked me up, and we had a little chat. And we broke up pretty soon after that.
Whoa.
Pretty crazy, dude. It was nuts.
So you had, God, how awkward was that car ride?
It sucked. I played pickleball with him that day, though.
Did you?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Schooled him? Yeah, of course.
I was like, maybe my heart, like, my heart was like stressed.
Yeah.
Because like
you put that much weight on it, 220 beats per minute, even for like 5 minutes. That's incredibly strenuous on your heart.
Yeah. And so I was playing pickleball. I was like, God damn, dude. And I still cooked them.
Yeah. Still. Yeah. I could do this with no heart. Watch this. You know who I am? Yeah. So we don't have to get too personal. How much longer until you guys broke up? And do you think that freak out was a contributing factor?
About a month.
Okay.
It probably didn't help because like she liked me a lot. She was great. She is great. But it was her. It definitely probably didn't help that her family was on the other side of her ear, being like,
This dude's nuts.
This guy, there's something off.
And at any point did you throw the sister under the bus? Where you're like, yeah, she gave us that super strong edible.
And I told her, I was like, what the fuck did you give me? And she's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was going to react like that.
But the family, obviously, it's they're not going to take.
It's that kid's fault.
Yeah. It's the stranger's fault.
It's the Asian kid's fault.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's still fucking weird. You guys have all that.
It's the panda's fault.
It's still weird that you have the pandas and all that shit. But
I find this fascinating because I've noticed something in my relationships that, especially as an alcoholic, like I haven't had a drink. No one in New York has ever seen me drink.
How long have you been sober?
May 31st, 2018. So coming up on 8 years. Yeah.
When did you start stand up? Right after that?
So I started stand up in 2009, but when I came back, it was 2 months after I got sober.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, because it was I got sober, and I've told this before, but I was going to like a meeting a day. I was working 2 jobs, and I was going to the gym every day. And I remember calling my sponsor, being like, "If this is my life now, you can have it back. Like I'd rather be dead. Like I have no fulfillment in anything."
Right.
And he was the one who was like, "Well, what about you have to find something you're passionate about?" He's like, "What about stand up? You love stand up. Why don't you get back into that?" And that changed everything.
That's so sick.
And then I was like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah, I do like that.
Find something to invest in my life. Because before, I was working to get money, to get drinking, to get booze, to get drunk.
Right.
But then when I took drinking out of it, and I was like trying to find this like sober life, I was like, yeah, but now I'm working a job that I'm not thrilled about to get money to pay rent, like not to get drunk. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, now I have all this money.
Yeah, but it's like, what am I for what?
Right.
I'm not doing anything. Like, and that's the trick when you first get sober is to find something to, because that energy is still there. You have to move it somewhere. You have to transfer it. That energy doesn't go away.
My roommate recently got sober.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he recently got sober and dude, he just went hardcore on stand up.
Yeah, it's a stand up, the gym, everybody finds something.
And he's gotten so fucking good. And
that's awesome.
It was like, because it's, I don't know if you can relate, but it's like it's that obsessive.
Yeah, it's a superpower.
It's a superpower.
I tell people that all the time.
It's an obsessive thing. So like when he was drinking, he was saying that it was like he was obsessed with that thing.
Yeah,
and
drinking.
You just get obsessed with drinking.
I
That's
say
all
the
you think
time,
about.
yeah.
And then once you're done with that, then he was like, now I can focus, and I'm only obsessed with stand up.
Yep.
And it's the same with me. Like I have such an addictive personality that it's like, at least I'm getting addicted to this weird thing that could possibly have a cool outcome.
Yeah,
you know,
same. And it's between stand up and then the gym is the other thing where it's like I'll be sick, I'll be hurt.
Yeah,
I don't give it. Like you go to the gym 6 days a week.
Yes,
like, that's what I do.
Yes,
and it's like I could have a shitty. And my fiance tells me all the time. She goes, yeah, but if you go and have a shitty workout, you basically just waste. Like it was a waste. Like you might as well have stayed home and rest. And it's like, yeah, but my brain doesn't work that way. My brain is like,
you have to do it.
We go because that's what we do. We go.
Right.
It's the same thing with mics. Like that's the same thing with like getting on stage. If I'm not on stage for like 2 weeks, like we were talking about at the very beginning of the podcast, it's like my brain's like, yo, asshole. Like this is what we do.
We have to go.
We have to do it. Yeah. Damn, I can't believe you ended up breaking up with that girl. Because, that's what I was going to say is the thing that I have noticed is that because I've had plenty of incidents like that.
Right.
Where like family members are coming to the house. I'm drunk, freaking out, howling at the moon. My ex-fiance was like calling people.
Yeah.
And I've always discovered that like those, and this is going to sound very toxic masculinity, but if you make it through those instances with that person, you always come out, in my experience, we've always come out stronger on the other side.
For sure.
But then there is a breaking point where it's like, okay, we've had too many of these experiences now. So it basically like levels up until it just drops off a cliff.
The issue is that if she moved to New York and did her pharmacy stuff here, it'd have been different.
Oh, that's true.
She moved to Indianapolis, and then I moved here.
Do you guys still talk?
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, me and my ex-fiance still do the happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Merry Christmas. Hope your family's good.
I hope everybody's well. How's your family? You capture any Asian guys lately?
Yeah.
Crepes?
Yeah, you guys have them in those cages down there?
Plug everything. Dude, this was awesome. Plug everything
This was so
one more
much
time.
Fun. Michael Fleming Go with an O at the end, 1 M. I just need to change my handle, but it's Michael Fleming Go.
I'll link it in the show notes.
Stand up in New York. Yeah, dude. That's basically it. TikTok.
He's out there. Find him.
Doing stand up a lot. Watch me. It's fun. It's a fun time.
We'll link this to your Instagram. So when you have a show coming up, hopefully our listeners will be able to find it.
Yes, please come.
At Brennan T. Comedy on all social media, BrennanTComedy.com. I've got Leg Day Comedy coming up on the 17th. We've got Brennan and Lance, a comedy show here in Astoria on the 29th. I'll be in Connecticut in February. Yeah. So check it all out at Brennan T. Comedy, and then check out the website, BrennanTComedy.com. For everything else, we love you so much. Thank you so much for listening. Mike Fleming, everybody.
Thank you. God bless America. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.